Eddie, pleasure to have you here for a massive card in Manchester. Obviously, both guys in the main event would ideally like Teofimo next because it'd be a big payday and a world title in the bank as well, but both fear that Teofimo could vacate. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, if he does, the winner of this fight becomes world champion, which, if you look at the resumes, particularly of Jack's, and particularly what happened in the first Josh Taylor fight, you couldn't begrudge him of that. You'd always like to dethrone a champion, but we can't really even predict what Teofimo's going to do. But I think next week, we've seen the rumblings about Teofimo against Richardson Hitchens. We'll see if there's any truth in that next week. And if so, I think that will be allowed from the WBO. But if not, Teofimo would have to fight the winner here. So there's a very good chance this winner could become world champion.
Last Thursday at the face-off, I asked you about Canelo Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Everyone thought that was nearly a done deal. Woke up the next day, he signed with Riyadh season. Jake Paul fight off. What have you made of that whole experience the past week? And do you think that firmly shuts the door on a Jake Paul Canelo fight even after Riyadh season?
Don't mess with the lion, No, look, I don't know what happened. I'd heard that the fight was agreed, which by the sounds of things it was. But I think also the fight was agreed with Crawford and Canelo. And I guess His Excellency wasn't very happy that Canelo was fighting Jake Paul and then fighting Terence Crawford. But Jake Paul needed to fight in May. Canelo Alvarez needed to fight in May. So I'm guessing His Excellency said, well, I'll give you a fight in May. And then Canelo went, okay, we'll do that instead. And it was,
It's a crazy time.
Yeah, it was. And that's like getting pipped at the line on a house. When you see a nice house and you think, I've got it. Oh, we got this great deal. And then some other bloke comes on and goes, I'll give you 100 grand more. Thank you very much. And you go, wait, what?
No one's pipping Turkey, are they?
No, I robbed on the line. Listen, you don't want an old boy measuring contest with His Excellency in terms of wallets, because you ain't going to come out first, that's for sure.
No, 100%. I know you mentioned about Anthony Joshua potentially having his mojo back. Obviously, everyone's talking about who could potentially be next for him. If you had to sway one way or another, Wilder had been mentioned by His Excellency. You'd like to see that fight. Who would you like to see him fight next?
I would say, if I could put a list together of people I would like to see him fight, the top 5 would be Tyson Fury, Daniel Dubois or Joseph Parker, Bacoli or Wilder, 3 or 4. I think Bacoli may be the edge because I think he's on better form. Wilder and the winner of Zancabia. That's it.
Just last one from me. I know you were with Floyd Mayweather recently and you said to him, imagine how much money you could have made if you and him worked together. Is there 3 fighters you didn't get to work with where you thought you could have made them infinitely more money than they already did?
I mean, they all made a lot of money. I mean, I think the ones that you'd like to work with are the ones with a big personality. Floyd, Tyson Fury, Sugar Ray Leonard, and those guys were a lot of my idols growing up. Nigel Benn, I thought was one of my most exciting fighters. Niaz, probably. I feel like Niaz, with better guidance, could have gone on to not just make a lot more money, but had a really, really impressive legacy. Still one of the great fighters of all time, but I just felt like there was a missed opportunity with Niaz to really go and be involved in massive fights.